Drogba indirdi ceza. Snyder. Snyder gol! Allah'ım gol! Muslera. Fernando Muslera. Golün adı Muslera. Sarıyoglu. Drogba. This is incredible.
Hey, and welcome to episode 40 of the Lion's Den, a Galatasaray podcast done by the community for the community. From all across, from New York, America, we got our boys Yasin and Emre again. How are you boys doing?
We're doing good, man. Right, Yasin? We're doing great.
I guess Yasin is sad though, right?
Cloud 9. Oh, I don't... Actually, you know what? I should speak for myself at this point. Yasin, how are you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. I don't know what Samet's talking about. Gala just won 3-0. You know, I did what? How else can I feel after that, bro?
I don't know. Aren't you sad that Arda Güler didn't play or something?
You know what? You're baiting me because I could have said something that would go against myself, but forget it. I'm not gonna say anything.
Say it. Come on.
No. Emre, how you feeling, bro? You tell me.
Bro, it's one of those weeks where, you know, everything that comes at you just goes over your head because that you're in that mood where nothing matters. You know what I mean? You guys ever have those weeks where like someone could punch you in the face and you'll be like, "Thanks, man," and you walk out of here and you'll just keep smiling. That's the kind of week I'm having right now.
Honestly, bro, I hear it in your voice, whether it's now or like, you know, the 5 minutes before we hit the record button. I don't know about you, Samet and Can, but like Emre just feels and sounds happier. And I guess it's because of the Gala game, Emre? Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
How can you not, right? How can you not? Well, aside from you guys, we also have Coach Canada. I'm going to keep it at Coach Canada, John, because I just like the way it sounds, honestly. So, welcome. How's it over there in the Indian streets of Canada?
It's beautiful. No place like home. Glad to be back. Glad to have you back as well, Samet, on this very special episode.
Yeah.
So welcome back.
Yeah, of course. I had to, man. I said, you know, to my little daughter, you have to wait. I know you're just 3 weeks old, but we won a derby, and I'm not gonna miss
There's
that. There's
more important things. Sorry, little one.
Nah, she's all equipped in gala gear. She said, "Gaga Gugu, I want to join the podcast." I said, "Well, maybe a few years from now." I mean,
that's when you give your kids the line, you know, like you'll understand one day.
Yeah.
Or you'll understand when you're old enough.
Yeah.
That's when she takes the hosting reins from you, you know? That's when she starts hosting.
Honestly, Emre, you're doing solid. Like, I'm your number one fan. I've been listening the past two episodes. Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
For sure, man. It's all really good.
Gotta carry the torch for you, bro.
Oh, I was thinking you can just take over, man.
No one could replace you, brother. Stop with that.
All right, I think we should go into this podcast with a very special song. I'm going to play it for Yasin especially. And we can just straight up go continue. Because, boys, we're leaders. With 4 points ahead on Fenerbahce, we are leaders. And they've been crying their asses out. And there's a lot of Twitter activities, a lot of things that happen. So, well, bring it up. Like, what do you want to talk about first? Some recent transfer news, maybe?
Yeah, I think we can get the recent news out of the way and then spend the rest of the time talking about the game and all the excellent things that came with it. Samet, do you want to take that part or how should we go about it?
You can take it, bro.
All right, so, I mean, transfer season has not officially begun. I think technically it begins in a week, maybe a little bit less than that. But, you know, obviously things are starting to heat up. And fortunately, and I've said this before, and I'm so happy to say it again, for the first time in what feels like a very long time, we're going into the January transfer window without our head coach telling us for the 100th time that we should wait for January for things to change. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to say anything. If you know, you know. It's that simple. We're in January. It's January 9th. And for the first time, it feels like, okay, this team is already very good. And all we have to do is make one or two changes or additions, and that's it. And as we discussed last
Okan Buruk
episode,
cannot say wait for this or that because he doesn't need any transfers. He got the players already. What do you want?
I swear, Yasin caught me in a very good mood. You know what, Yasin? You continue, brother.
listen,
I would
look,
retort with some stuff.
Samet made a good point, okay? But at the end of the day, the transfer window, whether it's in the summer or the winter, the coach is involved. Always. Whether the coach gets his say or not, that's a different story, but he's always involved. And in the past, we've made a lot of transfers in the summer, a lot of additions, a lot of deductions, whatever. We've done some sort of thing. And for some reason, it always felt like 1 month later, 2 months later, we're just always discussing and waiting as fans. Damn, like we need that transfer window now because whatever we just did in the summer was terribly executed from a coaching perspective and a presidential perspective. And now that's not the case. So let's just get into it. I'm not complaining. I'm just sharing my excitement that all we're talking about right now is basically the left back position. Last week and the week before that, John mentioned, we talked about the news of a left back potentially coming in Aziz Behic, the Australian left back that used to play for Galatasaray, that used to play for Başakşehir. He's rumored with us.
He's foreign.
But now
He's foreign. He's old.
he's
No.
okay.
You
That's
can go
true.
get that Omer Bayram for that.
Listen, we talked about those details last week. I don't want to waste time. That's all true.
Okay, sir.
But I'm just trying to get to the point.
Wait, what do you mean he's foreign though?
Yeah, he's wrong about that too. I mean, technically he's Australian. Samet's right, but just the way that Mesut Özil was, technically German, he was able to play as a Turk, and I think Aziz Behic, I know he can play as a Turk within the Super League. So that's all we care about at this point.
All right.
But yeah, I just realized I think I know why Samet is not liking me talking about this left back thing because his boy Van Aanholt is the one that's kind of taking the hit here.
Nah, yeah.
It's over. It's
over. It's over. Look, the thing is, I don't want to go too much onto him either because it's all about how you play a player. And under Torrent,
Oh my God, here we go again, bro.
Fine, as you recall. He was used in a more of a defensive CDM type situation as well, where he would move into the midfield. And in this situation, Okan Buruk is not like he just wants a left back and not the type PVA is doing. Anyway, not to dwell too much on that. What's up? Aziz Behic, okay, we talked about that. What else is there on our radar for when the window opens next week?
So as of today, apparently we're also considering Güray Vural. He's also a left back / left winger. He's currently at Antalyaspor. He has a lot of experience in this league. A lot for Akhisarspor. He played for Trabzonspor.
Can't we buy him without hitting him? Like vurmadan alabilir miyiz?
What does that mean? Oh, is that a joke about his last name?
Yeah, bro.
But it took me a second, man. Maybe when I have a kid, I'll understand these jokes a bit quicker. But
dad jokes on fleek.
But yeah, dude, the guy has a lot of experience. So currently he's at Antalyaspor. He's 34 years old. He's 5'10", so he's not like a complete midget like a lot of our other players. But like I said, the guy has experience. And as we discussed last week when we were talking about Aziz Behic, we kind of just need somebody to get through this season that's Turkish, right? We don't want to spend $5-10 million on a player that, we're not going to need because we already have Kazımcan there who's 19 years old, who showed potential of potentially becoming our starting left back for years to come. So you don't really want to hinder that by buying another expensive player. Yes, he's 34. And, it's old and I don't really love that, but it's a temporary solution. I think some of the rumors that I saw was for Aziz Behic, apparently we agreed for a 1.5 year deal. Yeah, which is, I think, ideal. You're not going to convince anybody to come for 6 months. Nobody's going to agree to that, right? A 1.5 year is ideal. You come, maybe you do a 1.5 year plus one or something like that. Give a little bit of incentive for the guy to keep working past the 6 months. But so that's that. What do you guys think about it? 34 years old. He knows the league, but he is a bit old.
If we're able to get Aziz Behic, I don't see a reason for this transfer. Like, it really doesn't make any sense. Like, Aziz Behic he's younger, and he literally just played every game for Australia at the World Cup. That's including against France and Argentina. And I shared in the last one his average ratings across those 4 matches, which was, decent.
We still
so
have PVA. We still have Emre Taşdemir and Kazım Tan.
Kazım Can is going to come back as well. So if it's true and, Aziz Behic is at the table, then I don't see why we would, get anyone else or pass up on him.
Yeah, I
agree.
don't see why.
I don't want Güray.
And can't we play Ali Turap on left back? He's a right back, but I don't know.
Aziz Behic is left-footed, right? Sorry to cut you off, but he's left-footed.
Mhm.
Or John, do you know?
He is.
He's left-footed, so I think he wants someone who's left-footed on that left wing, just like his mentor liked people that had left foots that they can use on the wings. Yasin.
And because the thing is with this, the reason why this is so important is because ideally, I mean I don't know now. Like I was gonna say, ideally to free up the midfield so that we could have our regular midfield of Torreira, Sergio, Mertens. But I don't know what happens now because Berkan's been playing so well. But that's why the left back is so important, right? Because Kerem and Abdul Karim, you can pretty much cement them in.
Yeah.
And the third will need in left backs, right? But I don't know what's going to happen with
Also,
Berkan.
don't forget about Berkan and his role in the Turkish national team, left back. So he can do that.
He can do it, but I don't think he's good at it. So I'd rather have someone that's actually a left back.
Yeah.
Let's just hope Kazım Can stays fit. And honestly, Emre Taşdemir, I rate him so much, and he just he's so consistent in what he does, and that's becoming injured, unfortunately. He's not bad. He's really not bad. I mean, he had an assist and a goal last time, right?
Yep. Consistently on crutches, right?
Yeah, he's good when he's not on crutches, indeed. But he's better now, so we have him back.
Yeah.
So I don't see a big deal for the left back position, honestly. When Torreira is not there playing, what do we do then? Berkan, that's it? What if both aren't playing?
That's the thing. That's why we need a left back that's Turkish, because you don't want that headache. I can't play Berkan here. But let's say Berkan is injured as well, and you have 3 Turks on the field, or you don't have 3 Turks on. What are you gonna do then?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's it just gives you extra breathing room. That's really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for the Güray Vural, nah man. Vurmadan da almıyoruz, vurup da almıyoruz. No need for that.
Yeah.
Aynen, onların olsun. And what else is there?
So Metehan Baltacı, your boy,
My boy,
our center back, 20 years old, 21 years old. He's had a good preseason. He had glimpses of good moments when he played in the cup games, a couple friendlies, and he's very calm and collective. We all love him for this. And apparently, Konyaspor and Ankaragücü are interested. There's not a lot of rumors on what kind of interest that they have, whether it's a permanent move, whether it's a 6-month loan, a 1.5-year loan. We don't know that, but apparently it's up to Galatasaray to make a decision on whether we want to loan him out. And with given the fact that we don't know a lot of details, I think it's safe for us to make a conversation with assumption here. And my assumption would be a 6-month loan. And I'm fine with it because the kid's not going to find a lot of minutes here. We have our 2 main center backs, obviously, in Abdülkerim and Nelson. And then we have our, I forgot his name already. What was that? That new kid that we brought?
Matthias Ross?
Matthias Ross.
Jensen.
And then you have Emin Bayram. So how many center backs do you really need? I'm not sure. I think it's good to have him, but I'd rather loan him out and let him play and then come back even better than he was before. Because the reason why he's so calm and collective today at age 20 is because he's had a lot of successful loan spells playing in competitive leagues rather than playing for our youth team. No, not Emin, Metehan.
Okay, yeah. Well, Emin as well, right? He's basically the same in my eyes. I rate them highly. Emin was at Bolo. I think we discussed him as well. He played 30 games when we looked at our loanees last season. So,
would you guys do it?
If they get,
for Konya.
Yeah,
if he goes for Konya,
guaranteed playing time, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
And if
John,
he doesn't
any thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. Like, especially with young players, if he has a chance to go, to a club like Konya, especially, and actually play and develop, then of course I'm all for it. And I think he'll do well. Like I do rate him myself, and I think he does have a high ceiling. So, um, yeah, get him playing and get him some experience on the pitch, especially in this league as well. I think a lot of times I feel like some players, they might get sent to like second division teams, or like, they might be put in that sort of situation. But if there's a good team, a solid team that's wanting him, then I think, I'm all for it. It's great for him.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Moving on then, the last rumor, which came up today as well, is regarding American Antalyaspor striker Haji Wright. Apparently, I don't really believe this, but Galatasaray made an offer of 7 million euros for him. And I mean, that is crazy. That is borderline Jagne numbers, which obviously was a huge mistake. And Jagne was way more successful in terms of numbers in the Super League.
He still is.
Fortunately, the tier of this source is, I would say, between 2 and 3, closer to 3. And there's also a lot of Premier League teams interested, and Serie A Italian league teams. And if that's the case, like, we can't compete with that. And I don't see Adin Timur spending anywhere near 7 million euros for Haji, right? Yeah. But, let's assume again, let's say we can get him for a few mil. Would you guys be interested in a player like him for Galatasaray?
Few mil, yeah. 7 mil, no.
Exactly.
I can't think of the last time we spent over like 5-6 million in the Turkish league buying a foreigner and him like working out well for the long term. Can you guys name me like one?
Amrabat wasn't bad.
Amrabat. Okay, bro.
Onyekuru.
Okay. Onyekuru didn't come from the league, bro. He came from Monaco or something.
Our boy Ndiaye was pretty good. He was one of the few successful stories, I guess.
I think that's one that you could really say, oh, he did work and went for money. But, he couldn't cut it out in the PL. He came back to the league. Yeah.
I think this is fake news, though. Like, it just doesn't seem real. I don't know.
I think so, too.
I don't see why. Like, why? Why would we be interested in him?
But like, yeah, what I'm saying is, how many times do we spend money only for it to blow up in our faces?
Oh yeah,
we spend quite a bit.
Of course,
it's just not worth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And to quickly bounce off of John's question, because I think it's a good question in the conversation. Why would be interested in him? I mean, until basically yesterday, we'll talk about it during the game too. But our strikers right now are Icardi, obviously world-class striker, number one option, and then it's Gomis, and then it's Safarovic. And the two names that I just mentioned did not even play yesterday when we needed a striker to play. So it begs to question, who's our second striker? There's been rumors going on that we're interested in a Turkish striker, but we haven't really come up with names or seen anything. But I'm really curious. Are we actually going to be interested in a striker this transfer window? Maybe it's a bit too soon to say. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a decision that we make towards the end of the window based on opportunities. But I have seen it, and I'm curious for you guys too. Are you guys interested in another striker? Do we absolutely need one, or do you guys right now today can tell me that I feel safe with Badish as a second striker?
I'm content with our strikers for now, because like the amount of points that we got just off Gomes is, I know it's nothing short of miraculous, but at the end of the day, he still delivered, man. This guy still has it. It's just he has it for a small, minute amount of time. Mm-hmm. That's what I think what we should go is for another Mustafa Mohamed Tars, like type transfer. Mm-hmm. That's okay with waiting on the bench and then coming on and proving himself. That's what we need.
We can ask him back. Mustafa Mohamed.
I think the only thing we're getting back from him is some money for that transfer fee.
Inshallah, let's hope we get that at least.
Yeah.
I think that story is closed, man.
Yeah. And then to answer Yasin, are we content? Like, we play the whole season with only Eren Derdiok as our striker, so we're in a much better position at the moment, I'd say. And it's also depending on what kind of team we're playing. If we need to really load the whole team on their half and we play on that side, Gomes is fine. He is clinical. He can stand there and shoot the ball in. If we need to come back from behind, really make those runs behind the defense, well, we figured out today that Barış is a very good Burak Yılmaz 2.0 for that. So, and Icardi, of course, he's a loanee. Let's keep that in mind. Is also getting fitter and fitter. So I think for ending this season, at least, we should be fine. But that doesn't take away that we need to make a good planning for next season already in terms of our players, our strikers, and how we're going to deal with that. Because what happens if Icardi's gone? Gomes, it might be his last season as well. Did he have a +1? I think he had a +1, right? Mertens
I think this
had
was
a
his +1.
Oh, this was his +1. See? Mertens has a +1. Okay. But yeah, so lots of planning to be done for sure. And I think Erden Timur hopefully is already thinking about that. Yeah, what do you say, John? Strikers, good? Good enough?
Yeah, I would. So I think Seferovic is history.
Oh, didn't even talk about him.
Yeah, he's history. Icardi, like, I don't know if there's any plans in, just inquiring how much PSG would want for him, or if we can loan him again, or whatever the case is. I think, first of all, there should be some efforts made towards that, because let's face it, he's a different type of player. So there's that. Gomes, I don't know how much time Gomes has left. That's the thing with him, or else I'd keep him around for sure. But I think he's almost 40 years old now, so the clock is ticking on that. We have Barış, who's coming around. Definitely, he's having just a massive season, like huge improvements in confidence and just the way he's playing as well. So at the end of the day, like looking towards next season, if it's possible to bring Icardi back, I would definitely do that. If it's not possible, then we're going to need a striker, but not a guy like Haji Wright. I mean, come on, man. Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
We already miss a lot as it is. I don't need another striker that misses a ton.
Yeah, you need a
more
proven
clinical.
guy. Proven guy,
clinical.
like
what do you guys? Yeah. What do you guys? Sorry to interrupt. What do you guys think of next season with the foreigner rule? I have a feeling, that Galatasaray has a feeling, or at least knows more about next season, and that the foreigner rule is going to be abolished again. I don't know. It feels like that. I don't know.
Maybe
just intuition. But
then
we'll see.
if they know, then why would they go and make a transfer to the left back? Because I think we're doing fine. Maybe, but then a year and a half.
Yeah.
So to me, I think it'll be abolished because once Galatasaray gets a nice Turkish squad going, with 3-4 alternatives, then they'll oh well, we can't have that. Let have us spend money, and then they abolish that rule. So I hope it's gone. It benefits everybody.
Yeah.
Except those Turkish player managers. Doesn't benefit them.
And I think the teams that have made investments in Turkish players as well. And I think that's been the issue so far too. That's why I don't think they're going to completely abolish it right away. A lot of teams and presidents are complaining, look, we've made our plans and transfers according to this multi-year plan that you put right and agreed to and executed. These teams are spending millions, well, maybe not millions, but hundreds of thousands, which is a lot of money for them, for players with multiple year contracts. Otherwise, if it were up to them, they would go bring these random foreigners for much cheaper, where they don't have to pay probably crazy manager fees, like you just mentioned, Emre. And only one or two of them have to hit, and they sell them for $1 million or $2 million to us, and that's a great profit business for them, and they're still competing. Whereas getting all these Turkish players, where I don't know, are they happy with it? I doubt it, but I don't know. I hope that they do abolish it, but I'm very doubtful. So
what do you think they'll do? They'll start reducing it. Instead of 3, they'll do 2 and then 1 and so on. Then they completely abolish it.
Exactly. I think it'll be a multi-step plan. Ease it out. Whether it's going to be keeping what we have for another year and then dropping it to 4 allowed and then 5 allowed, or maybe 4 allowed right away next year and then 5 allowed after that. I'm not sure. But I think that's what's the best way to go about it. That's going to make everybody a little happy.
What do you mean 5 allowed? 5 foreigners on the field?
Five Oh wait, I messed that up. I think. Yeah,
Because I was confused. I'm like, what does he talk about? We don't want
No, no.
more Turks on the field.
But,
We
you,
want
but
less.
you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you mean like we're at 3 right now, then we're going on 2, then 1. Gotcha.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're like capable of thinking logically. Our Turkish Federation, but that would be the smart play and the fair play to go about it. But
Well,
they don't care about that.
the only thing I want is commit to your goddamn decision. Like, how many times have they
Yes,
changed
exactly.
it up? Like, year in, year out. It's like,
Bro,
it's
I don't
become a
get it,
fucking
Samet.
puzzle game.
Dude, they keep saying, "Oh, it's better for the national team."
Mhm.
Bro, what national team has this kind of
my
rule,
fucking
bro?
ass, bro.
I know.
What team, bro?
Yeah,
I mean, you could say
exactly.
England, but it's different with England,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
So-
and this, what does this create? It creates Tarık Çamdal's, Mert Hakan Yandaş, İrfan
Yeah,
Can
exactly.
Kahveci's.
Who would pay 11 mil for Irfan Can, bro?
Bruh.
Stop,
Would
bro.
dodge the bullet there, man. Go drink your coffee.
We'll talk
in
more about
Kadıköy.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like mine black.
Mhm.
That doesn't make sense. Anyway, not to dwell too much, shall we go towards the game? Or even before we go to the game, I want to say one thing. I listened to the last episode, right? And you missed a big deal. A big important point was that Torreira, his grandmother died. May she rest in peace. And when Gomez
in
scored
peace.
that goal,
yeah.
he basically showed the T-shirt of Torreira, right? And I think that was a very nice moment. Showed how good the team is gelling and how big a family they are and the feelings they have, right? So that was awesome.
Okay, thank you. Salam alaikum, my friend. Salam
Yeah.
alaikum. Chim bom bom.
Exactly, my
Hi,
boy.
bom bom.
So yeah, wanted to mention that before we go to the Febe game. John, you want to take away the Fenerbahce?
Thought you'd never ask, bro. I thought you'd never ask. I was gonna ask you to hype me up too with this
There you
song. You
go.
read my mind.
And you know, I had a quick call with someone and asked them what they thought about the Fenerbahce game, and this is what they said.
Ama buraya bugün iyi niyetli gelmedi. Fenerbahçe'ye bak çok değişik şeyler yapılıyor. Bak
Yeah, well, that's odd,
Yeah,
right?
Stop
Böyle bir şey olabilir
crying,
mi
bro.
ya? Ya
Stop
böyle bir şey
crying.
olabilir mi?
Stop
Çok
crying,
yazık
bro.
ya. Çok yazık. Ben çok
Stop
ben bir şey demeyeceğim
crying,
daha
bro.
fazla. Ben çok özür dilerim.
All right, man, shut the
It
fuck
sucks
up.
to sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry got to say. I'm on. Come on. This is fucking awesome.
Oh man, that sort of stuff you do in your teenage years with the internet, it'll dwell on for years.
Yeah,
after.
bro.
Anyway, how did we start
Alright.
against Fenerbahce? What was the biggest surprise? I know
Well-
me and Yasin had the talk about the XY before.
Well, let me introduce the match. I'll go through the 11. There's some interesting points there, so let's jump into it. So this was the 18th round of the Super League. Of course, we were away to Fenerbahce, and as everyone knows, it ended 3-0. Might be surprised. Some of you may be surprised. You know, I don't want to say I told you so, but you know, I mentioned last episode. They
I'm
kinda
sorry,
suck,
but
so.
the amount of goals we miss, someone is bound to get them on their asses, you know? Well, one day.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Başak was the first, and
Yeah.
now it's Fener. So we'll
Yeah.
have another dry spell, and then
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah. This match, it was interesting in the pre-match, just when the starting 11 came out. There were kind of some surprises. So I'll go through the 11. So we had Muslera in goal, of course. Sasha Boy, Victor Nelson, Abdul Kerim, Leo Dubois. It was playing left back. We had Berkan, Sergio, Kerem, Mertens, Rashica, and Barish was starting striker. We had some people that sort of expected Torreira and possibly Icardi to start, and clearly they didn't, which, you know, worked out. I'm going to go over in a second. But we'll go through some stats quick and then talk about what we thought about it. So like I mentioned, this one finished 3-0. Possession was 63% for Fenerbahce, 37% for us. Shots were even at 13 apiece. And we had an XG of 1.88 as opposed to Fener's 1.83. According to SofaScore, our highest rated starting player was Muslera at 8.1, followed by Kerem at 7.4. But the highest rated player overall was Icardi, who came on in the 76th minute. He had an 8.7 rating.
In 15 minutes.
Yeah. If I can, I'll start and I'll give my thoughts on the match. And, you know, I think very simply put,
Before you go,
Yeah.
there, John, who's the man of the match for you? And who's the worst Gala?
For me, the worst player was Rashica. I didn't think he was effective today at all.
Mhm.
Honestly, the best player, dude, I don't know, man. Muslera was ridiculous. Sasha Boy is just a world-class player. I don't know, man. Nelson and Abdul Kerem were ridiculous. Berkan again was just stupid good. I don't know who my man of the match is, but I don't know. Everyone just played amazing. I'm sure you guys would agree with that.
Maybe the man of the match was the guy that didn't actually play on the pitch.
Yes.
Is that a possibility?
Yeah, well, what I was gonna say was very simply put, we won this game with such ease because Okan Buruk is so much better than Jorge Jesus. I don't know how many times I have to say before
But
people
Jorge
start
Jesus
listening.
was the next Fatih Terim for Fenerbahce. What happened?
I'll tell
He's
you
the
what
next
happened.
coming. He's
From-
Jesus, bro. Don't
From
you know?
the get-go, I said this guy's a fraud. From the beginning, the fraudulence meter was just going crazy on this guy. And we were proved correct once again. Okan Buruk totally outcoached Jorge Jesus. And I'm sure everyone could see the same thing. Fenerbahce, you know, they play this game with they play this 3-back system with these 4 midfielders, and with Osayi and Ferdi kind of pushed a little higher, who transitioned back and forth.
Maybe
And
that's
Okan-
why Rashica wasn't that good, because of Ferdi, because he had a great game, honestly.
Oh yeah, I think he was their best player. I think he was their best player for
sure.
sure. So it's quite possible. But
Mhm.
I mean, Okan Buruk just shredded this game plan to bits. He absolutely shredded it apart. Like this speed that we had with Barış and Kerem, and playing this direct football, you know, over the top, attacking them. Their back 3 are so slow. These guys are like dinosaurs, man. Gustavo Henrique is probably the slowest Brazilian that's ever lived. Ever. Ever.
I think you mentioned that before, not the first time.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've been calling it out for weeks. Fener will not be champions because they're defensively terrible. And we exposed it once again. So I congratulate Okan Buruk for that. The game plan was impeccable. And Barış, man, the speed that this guy has and the trouble that he was causing their backline was ridiculous. And, you know, I don't know how you guys felt at the start of the match, but Fener had a really fast start. They were really coming at us, but then it didn't take long before I could see what Okan was trying to do, and his 11 made sense and everything clicked. And yeah, we shredded them, man. And before I pass it on to you guys, I'll just mention my usual sort of thing here. So the first half, we had the breakthrough come in the 32nd minute. Sergio Oliveira scored off sort of a corner that Mertens had. The ball sort of fell for him and he just smashed it in bottom left corner. And we had 2 goals that were taken away as well by VAR before this.
Due to offsides.
Yes, due to the offside. So the half finished 1-0. And we picked up 4 yellow cards in the first half, which was a bit worrying as well. We had Sergio, Sasha, Victor Nelson, and Mertens all booked in the first half. So what did you guys think?
I did a tweet about the whole thing. And basically what I said is, we scored as many goals as their illegal stars. They counted only as many goals as their legal stars. And the difference in points is now as big as ours, which is 4 stars. So,
Which is what they don't have.
which is a interesting coincidence. If I put the UFO music like that. Ooh.
I just want to quickly say, like, there's a lot to talk about, but before I forget, the 2 VAR cancellations. You know what that reminded me of? Do you guys remember? I think we became champions this game. The Başakşehir game. Exactly, bro.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember how many times we scored? I think it was like 2 or 3.
Yep.
Where Onyekuru scored, Belhanda scored. Maybe it was all Onyekuru. He scored.
Bu da mı offside?
offsides,
Bu da mı
VAR,
offside?
score, offsides, handball, whatever. And I'm like, this goal is fucking coming. It's just a matter of when, because they can't keep stopping it. They can't keep calling offsides. They can't keep calling VAR. And that is a feeling that I had when I saw those goals go in and get canceled because, bro, we just kept coming. It was like, damn, okay, we can score. You know, they can cancel it, fine. We'll keep coming. And then we score again and they cancel it again. At that point, our team knew, okay, this game is ours to win. And Fenerbahce at that point knew these guys are going to score again. I hope VAR cancels it again somehow. I hope we don't make a mistake. That's when the game changed for me. And I don't know if I felt that way because I was already optimistic coming into it. But man, like, this is one of those games where you watch and it's just like you feel comfortable. It's like easy. Like, obviously it wasn't an easy game. Like, it's always a difficult game to play in Kadıköy. But at the end of it, you just felt so eased and relaxed because the game was ours.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys felt that way in the beginning and the end or what, but man, that was such an enjoyable game for me.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable game for me as well. But I want to touch a little bit on what John said. We've been saying this for a while now that everyone was making Fenerbahce to be out to this like space out of this world team. Whereas, listen, we started our season late. Our transfers didn't actually start playing, like all of them together, start meshing chemistry-wise until the 9th week. Look at where we are now. We have the best, in my opinion, the best attacking front in the league. We have the high stats in everything almost. We're always top 3, okay? And then what difference the difference between us and Fenerbahce was Fenerbahce started the season way earlier than us. So they had the opportunity to get in form, okay, to get a little bit of the edge on the teams that didn't start the league early, like some of those Anadolu clubs, right? So they smashed them 4-0, 5-0, what have you. You know, some of them because the other team got a red card, some, shady penalties. You can argue that all you want. But with us, we're I don't think we're at our best yet. I think there's still more improvement to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And this game just shows you, like, bro, this game ended 3-0, but man, it could have like ended 4-0, 5-0 first half if our final passes were just a little better and our finishing was a little better. And yeah, Barış Alper Yılmaz, I really want to touch up on this kid. A lot of people, including myself, did criticize him a lot because he does make a lot of the wrong decisions. But I feel that he does those when he's the winger. I think this kid was born to be a striker. He reminds me of Burak Yılmaz. And he's just getting, his form is just increasing week by week. He destroyed that Fener defense by himself. Those 3 guys, physically, he outplayed all of them. He was so much faster. He caused them to get yellow cards, one yellow card. But, and he got into many positions while doing that. I think we have a gem in our hand. Like, I think Okan Buruk's really finding what this kid is capable of. And it's really making me happy. And one last point I want to touch on is Sergio Oliveira. You guys know I've always been super critical of him. Samet's probably going to roast my ass. But this is the Sergio Oliveira I've been waiting for since the minute he started playing.
He peaked this game, for sure.
He exceeded my expectations. This is the Oliveira I know that does this. That scores, that passes. But, like, dude, every single pass that I thought that was open, like, from eyes view, he passed. He put those through balls in. He put those overhead balls in. All of them. And the goal that he scored in the first half, you can tell we have some organizational skills. Fenerbahce are usually the ones that always score off corners. This time it was us. And you could see with Oliveira, bro, like, this was such a, like, really, like, well-planned attack on our end. He was just by himself on the right side, ready for any, like, balls that would, come off someone's head, and bang, he scores it in. Perfect. And Muslera, I got to really give it up to him. He did keep us in the game. It could have been 1-1. They had a few situations, but otherwise, I'm really happy with how we played. Everyone was pretty excellent.
Yeah, Muslera just reminded me of all the people that doubted him during his bad
I don't
spell.
get that, bro. I really don't understand how someone is allowed to have a dip in form, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that's really ridiculous. Like, for people to be talking about how, he's finished or they don't think he's going to be able to perform at the same level. It's totally it's just a bogus statement, dude. It's ridiculous. Like, he's
John.
36 now, and
Yeah.
he's going to continue doing this until the end of time, man. I swear. This guy's
John,
just
just look.
unbelievable.
Just look at the goal that Oliveira scored, and look at the goal
Yep.
that Muslera saved from Batshuayi.
Yep. Or Arao, I
That's
think it
different.
was.
No, it was Batshuayi where
It was
he like
Batshuayi, yeah.
yeah, he like curved the ball in towards the far post.
Oh,
right?
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
That was actually a really good shot, and an even better
Yeah, exactly.
save. Yeah.
Quality
but
difference
there,
right
there
there.
was the one before that as well, like with Osai.
Oh, with Arao, yeah, and Osai, yeah.
Osai, like he sort of cut back and passed, and Arao, he shot, and Muslera made that save.
Yeah,
with one
exactly.
hand.
No, those were great, but I'm saying
For sure.
Oliveira
Yeah.
and Batshuayi almost had identical shots, right?
Mhm.
One saved it, the other didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how, for how many years has that been the difference? Like,
This man
when-
won
the
like
beginning.
how many
Since the
champions by
beginning.
himself?
Yeah, since the
least
day
4.
he arrived here. The day he arrived here, when that switch goes on, it's finished for you guys. That's it. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And
We have
I-
the
and I
best
think
striker and the
criticism,
best
bro,
goalie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just we're spoiled by success, I think, and maybe this is one of the critiques for us Galatasaray fans is we've seen how good a goalie could be for us, and in this case, Muslera. Any dip in form, it's just like we're not satisfied, and it's criticism, but like it goes to show how lucky we've been as well to see these highs, whether it's Muslera, whether it's our coaches, Fatih Terim and the championships he's won. Any dip in form, we criticize it. Our left back, right back, our strikers, we've seen the greatness in every single position. We're just always demanding the best. And, I think that's what it comes down to, Emre. That's why people call out Muslera when he has any dip in form, which they shouldn't. But that's the only thing that I can think of. And,
Right. That's
it is-
like
it
I
is what it
mentioned.
is.
It's in our genes, right? We call out mediocrity pretty quickly.
Yeah, I want to
And
call
I
out
think-
Can for that, actually.
Yeah.
What happened to you and Okan Buruk, Can?
Oh yeah, dude.
Accountability.
I wish
Here.
Emre was the one asking this question.
No, bro. Let me make something clear right now. All right. On episode 40 of The Lion's Den, let me make this clear. All right. I will die starting right now. I will die protecting the rights of Okan Buruk. All right. I'll die for it. He's totally. I have full trust in him now, bro. Like, if this plan of his
Do
failed,
you shake your ass like a belly dancer at night?
you're fucking right. I do.
John, what changed for you? I just want to hear you talk a little bit.
Well-
Like, what changed for you? Because before the game, and this is maybe related to the lineup too, we saw the lineup and we're like, wait a second. No Icardi, no Torreira. Okay, Berkan had a good game, but he's starting. And then Bodish up top. We thought it was going to be Mertens. We thought it might be Gomes. Like, what are your thoughts before the game, and what are your thoughts after the game? I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like, before the game, just in our personal chats and our personal talks, I said that for me, even if Icardi and Torreira are not fully fit, especially Icardi, I would still risk him in a match like this. Like, I think this could be a season-defining match, and I was just stressing the importance of it. So I was disappointed when I didn't see either of them starting. But then, like I mentioned a minute ago, within 5 or 10 minutes, when I saw how we were playing, I understood instantly why Okan did this, and I knew it was going to work. You could just see that it was going to work. So, I said when the starting 11 came out, I said to you guys in our chats that if he pulls this off, he'll have my full trust. I'll have full trust in Okan Buruk, and that's it. You're the boss. Whatever you say goes. And
As long as he beats Fener, huh?
I mean, not only if he beats Fener, but if this plan of his works, because
Can
we
one
have
argue,
to
though?
like, but we have to win. Like my thinking was this: you have to win this game. There's no excuses. I don't want to draw. Obviously, we're not going to lose. We have to win this game. And without Icardi and Torreira, I think we still had a decent chance, but you minimized your chance a little bit, I thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he proved me wrong and just absolutely thrashed Jorge Jesus, who is so one-dimensional. He doesn't even know how to adapt when his team's failing.
Yeah, but that's what I wanted to say, because think about it. Is that something to give props for, winning from Fenerbahce? Because we've spoken many times about how shambolic their defense is with the 3 center backs in the back.
Yeah.
And we haven't praised a lot, like we talk between each other, obviously not on the podcast, but we've praised a lot how shit
Summit.
they are.
Do you remember when I told you when they were first, winning those string of games? You know what I said? It reminded me of Tudor's team, where it was just high press, smashing Anadolu teams left and right. But when it came to big games, when people figured them out, they would like absolutely crumble. We crumbled, right? I still remember that Beşiktaş game, right? 3-0. I swear to God, it could have been the new 8-0 if we weren't lucky, right? And so, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting them to be this bad. Yes, their defense is trash, but I wasn't expecting us to be this comfortable, right? Because they still have some decent players.
And I think that's the point where Okan Buruk and his team just prepared really well. And like this is also many times I said, okay, I'm not fully convinced about Okan's game, etc. And I gave my reasons, and I'm still sticking to that because Okan plays against the different teams we play. He does not put a fixed ideal, a method, an identity like Atletico
we
Madrid,
talked about this.
like Simeone did, like Fatih Terim did with the 4-2-2 diamond. He always changes things up, and that's what I don't like. I want to see an identity. I want to see something that's always the same, and you're completely dominating that position, and no other team can do anything about it, like Barca did with the tiki-taka, right? So that's what I enjoyed, and that's my most fond memories of Galatasaray as well, in the 2013-14 era with Selçuk and Felipe Melo midfield. And this is why I wasn't fully like, okay, Okan Buruk. But I see what he does, and I respect that. I respect what he does. So that's fine. That's a bit my point here.
Is it fair to say he has no identity? Just be honest, like he does have an identity. It's
his
quick,
identity
fast, direct
is-
football.
You try, like the main thing I see is always there is the transitional play. He very fast, and the high pressing he does. He breaks.
That's an
the
identity,
opponent.
though.
Yeah, that's one of the things, which is awesome. But it isn't. We didn't do that against Fenerbahce, by the way. We were a bit more defensive there.
I mean, you kind of have to. Like, you can't expect to go full throttle against your rivals. Like they don't do the same when they come to us. I don't think they would. They
We
do the
knew
same.
that Fenerbahce was going to play an attack against us.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
made
That's
use
why
of
we.
that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
John,
I think Okan Buruk has an identity, but I'm not sure he has a philosophy that he stays by. And those are two separate things. If you want to have an identity, if you want to identify as a coach that, whatever it is that you want to press high, your wingers need to play a certain way. You want to play a more narrow, you want to have a more narrow approach to the match, and that's fine. That's your identity. But I wouldn't necessarily call that a philosophy. And that's where I agree with Samet. I like teams that have a philosophy, like Barca, Pep's teams, like teams that no matter who they play against, if they're home, away, in Europe, in the league, in the cup, no matter where they are, how they're going to play, and they stick with it because that's their philosophy, right? And that's the philosophy across the whole youth system, right up to the first team.
And
right?
whoever player they switcheroo about on which position, they play because they just play the same philosophy.
They know the philosophy, right? From when they were a youth player or whatever it is. So, which, I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing. Like I would prefer it. That I love that about coaches and, academies and clubs and things like that. But
maybe it's a bit of a romantic thought.
That's exactly right. Like at the end of the day, I mentioned this before, football is about results. At this level, football is about results. And look at the table and tell me what you see.
If I can just interject real quick. This might be a strength of his. If you like, he might not have a philosophy, right? But like you said, he has an identity. Maybe that's why we do so well against, big teams and derbies and so on. Like, people can figure out Pep Guardiola. People can figure out Jurgen Klopp. But like, you don't really see people figure out Okan Buruk because he changes his tactics. He adapts to the other team. And I think that's part of the reason why he did so well. Like, who expected him to come out with Barış Alper. You know, most people were arguing, oh, how is he going to figure out how to play 3 Turks on the field, right? He came out with 4, bro. Who's
Yeah, that's
expecting
sick.
that, right? Like, this man plays chess in his head at all times. Sometimes it works out well, sometimes it doesn't. So, like, I'm okay with whatever he has going on in his head, like you said, as long as we have the results.
Yeah, you were a long time Okan Buruk believer.
Oh,
but-
bro, I'm telling you, I've followed him since Rize.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what do you
I just
think,
wanna-
Yasin? Is it of
I just
this
wanna add-
age what Okan Buruk does?
Listen, I think you guys make a good point about the philosophy thing. Who doesn't want a good philosophy in their football club? You want an identity no matter what it is, right? Whether it's a team or a club, whatever it is. But think about it. Okan's been here for how long? 6 months?
Yeah,
He came late to the team. The players came late to the
Do
team.
you think we have
Transfers came
computers?
late to the team.
He didn't complain about computers like Toran.
Did we have? He hasn't had the time to build a philosophy yet. You don't build a philosophy overnight. You don't do it in 3 months or 6 months. And if you try to, that's okay. But you're not going to get the same results that he's getting so far by sticking to a philosophy from day one. I think a philosophy takes time. That's why, when we hire new coaches, we always say we can't fire them right away. It's going to take time for them to learn the team. It's going to take them time to build the way that they want to play, get the players to understand it. And you're going to have losses in the meantime. That's a general way of thinking about it, right? If you're trying to be objective and patient, that's what you say. It's going to take time and there's going to be losses. Okan Buruk is taking his time to build a philosophy while winning games and while winning the trust of his players and while picking our play according to the opponent and picking our play according to the players that we have. You hear Samet always talk about, the ingredients in the kitchen, this, that for the house. He's always making his analogies. Okan Buruk is doing an excellent
never
job.
Kitchen analogies, bro. I never stepped into the kitchen.
I'm pretty. Whatever it was, you made a lot of analogies before.
Yeah, sure.
Besides the point, I think Okan's done a really good job understanding his team and taking their trust and making sure that trust is displayed on the field. Last week, we had Abdülkerim Bardakçı and Mertens play on the field with the yellow card. A lot of us thought it was crazy, but he clearly understood his players. His players understood him and what they needed to do on the field. And we saw that. We saw what they were trying to do. Fatih Terim has always said in the past, sometimes if you guys question me, just say to yourself, Fatih Terim bildiği vardır, right? There's something that Fatih Terim knows. Like that's the excuse that if you are doubting me as a coach, just think about, okay, I know what I'm doing. There's a reason for it. And I think that applies to Okan so far. I've questioned a lot of what he's done so far, but a lot of the times, I don't know if it's luck. I don't think it's luck because it's been consistently successful. Okan knows what he's doing. And that's why I don't question. That's why I think John has changed his mind. And I think that's why a lot of players and fans have changed their minds about Okan Buruk too. Mm-hmm. And now I'm seeing Fenerbahçe fans who criticize Galatasaray for not having this football, not playing beautiful. I've seen Fenerbahçe fans after yesterday's game say, wow, now I see what Galatasaray is. Now I see what Okan Buruk is. I've called them out for not playing football, but no, that's not true. They actually are organized and they actually do know what they're doing.
We complained, Yasin, about mainly about the wing play, about not being so wide, not wide enough at least, and Rashica really improved that there. And,
yeah, and even though he didn't have a great game against Fenerbahçe, he still did his job. And even though he was not the best player, maybe our worst player, I agree with John. I just called you Sergio for some reason. I agree with John. But Rashica still did his job. It's not like I can say, oh, he played absolutely terrible. He was simply just, the least best out of everybody. That's how amazing this entire team has played. Yeah. And I'm just so proud of that as a Galatasaray fan to see that we have so many players that are capable of playing good football. And I see a coach who's able to take the best of everybody and put that on the field and get results because of it. That to me is like, what else do you want to see as a fan?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to add that about the whole philosophy aspect of things.
Yeah. And then we can go back to the first half of the game. Some memorable moments on my side where the cards, man. The Halil Umut Meler. My God. Well, he couldn't say Fener, obviously, but Osayi Samuel, this kid should have been gone first half already. The amount of yellows he should have gotten, that was just insane. And then on our side, Sergio Oliveira, and Sasha Bowie getting a yellow. I have no clue what for it was.
Yeah.
Sasha,
I mean,
Sasha's
Sergio-
understandable.
Such makes sense.
No,
you can't-
Sergio's was just wow.
I
Yeah.
didn't even see Sergio's. I feel like that happened off camera. I guess he argued with the ref.
He
Did you guys
literally
see
just
that?
he gave it to him for
he-
patting him in the back.
It looks like he said one word and the ref just like turned around at the speed of light and gave him the yellow card too. Like
John,
that's just so
I
ridiculous.
thought about it. I think it's because like he put his hands on him and then he's just trying to put out like I'm authority here. Do not touch me, because if other people see that he's touching him and getting away with, they're gonna all like come on to him, start
Wow.
throwing hands and stuff.
What a touch up.
Maybe
I mean, if
that's why.
If that's the case, then I can't really complain. I mean, unfortunately, it's very inconsistent. I've seen a lot of Fenerbahce players put their hands and arms
that's
all
the
over
problem.
refs. It's inconsistent, but if the ref's gonna do it, I can't complain. I'd rather Sergio not do that, and I'd rather have Sacha not do that. Like, I unfortunately can't complain about those two too much. But then, again, about complaining, Dries Mertens, Samet got a yellow card at the end of the
I
half
didn't
too, right?
see that. Like, what happened? I have no clue when that happened.
That was also for arguing too. I mean, if you look at SofaScore and you see, 3 over 4 yellow cards, next to it says argument. Like, it's just ridiculous because, we came on a quick attack at the end of the half. Rashica
Like
took
a
a
debate
shot.
club, man.
I know, bro. Rashica took a shot. It was a corner kick, and the ref just called the half. We should have had a corner kick. It was a corner kick, and he didn't let us take it because the time ran out. So I guess Mertens complained about that and got a yellow card.
Oh yeah, I
So
remember.
fun. It was so useless,
First
bro.
half plus minutes was until Fener scores or something like that. I think it was
You know who
15
else didn't
minutes.
get a yellow?
Mhm.
I didn't see this until after the game on Twitter and stuff. Crespo, man, he dives so much.
Yeah, man.
Dude, what
Holy
the
crap.
hell is this ref blind?
Yeah.
Dude, and also the reason why Bowie got a yellow is because he got so tilted. It's like, bro, how is it coming off of me when I didn't even have anything to do with the ball? It was Ferdi who like kicked it out, and then he got super mad. It's like, bro, you're literally looking right at him. How do you not see that? And where the hell is the linesman? Like, are you blind too? These guys are all playing with handicaps, bro. Jesus Christ.
And the crazy part is the linesman on that side of the field was actually closer to the ball than he was further away from it. So, and the ref was not there. I'm surprised. Like, I honestly thought all the refs, but the main ref was absolutely awful. Like, I don't know what he was watching. Like, that ball very clearly came off of Crespo. And then later in the half too, I think, Crespo stepped on Berkan. And then the ref warned Berkan for stepping on Crespo. Meanwhile, Crespo was the one that stepped on Berkan.
Yeah, and also not to mention Gustavo Henrique getting what was going to be the second yellow card. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Well,
and the ref put his
the
hand up to
first
the
one,
pocket
though.
to pull it out,
Yeah. Oh,
and then
yes.
didn't do it.
Yeah.
I thought that was for
weird.
Salai.
No, that was for Gustavo Henrique.
Yeah. But the
Oh,
first
I think
yellow
so,
of Gustavo Henrique, the position with Barış Yılmaz, where Barış
yeah.
was actually gone and Henrique just pulled him down, right? Did
Yeah.
you guys think that was a red or fine with a yellow?
I think yellow was fine.
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I haven't thought about it in depth, but if we think about it like this, if he doesn't stop Barış, what happens?
1-on-1 with the goalie.
And
I don't know if it would be a one-on-one. He was
I
kind
think-
of on the right side of the field.
he
Yeah,
would be
no,
like where Icardi scored his his goal.
exactly.
That's where he would be. Like he's gonna have a clear shot on target. Like there's nothing that's gonna stop him from shooting the ball on target. So I don't know. I think it's possible. It's possible it could have been a red, but I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying.
Oh. Yeah, it's in first half you could say, I mean, I don't know if I want to say it was balanced how the ref the game. Definitely a home game advantage whistling.
Yeah, it felt
behavior.
like yeah.
But I can't complain. We scored 3.
Summit, we
won
didn't
it,
give him
so
any reason to
It's true.
give them, any reason to give a penalty,
we just shut
anything.
up and played football. That's what we did.
Exactly.
So that was nice.
Yeah, I can I guess intro the second half then. There was a lot that happened in the second half. So
Maybe first half still. I mean, you don't need to.
any more? Well, is there any other
The
moments
goal,
you have for the first half?
Sergio's goal, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to dive deeper into that, like I mentioned, there was a corner that Mertens put in, and then I think it was Osai who sort of had like a almost like a backwards or like sideways header trying to clear it, and it just bounced like once for Sergio, and then
Been there,
just
PVA, yeah.
lovely finish, man. Just absolutely like Emre mentioned, Sergio Oliveira showed his class in this match, and he showed that he's a different player. He's not like these guys like Crespo, who Turkey and Fenerbahce love to make seem as some god midfielder, because Crespo looked like he was running in circles yesterday. It's as simple as that. Crespo looked like he didn't know where he was. He didn't know which planet he was on. He didn't know what was going on. And he's playing in between Mertens, Sergio Oliveira, and Berkan. And the kid doesn't know where the fuck he is.
Honestly,
So
you got to give a lot of prop to Berkan there, because he was
Oh, yeah.
running all over and
Yeah.
covering Oliveira as well. So
Yeah.
he
Retrieving
could
balls.
do his thing. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Like, I've been saying forever. For the second I was put on this earth, I've been saying, Fenerbahce, they're just not good, man. They're not good. And you could see it head to head. And our players are showing their quality yesterday, man. Like, look at Serdar Aziz, Gustavo Henrique, and whatever the other guy is. I can't remember his name now. Salai or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Compare them to Nelson and Abdul Karim.
Mhm.
There's
I mean,
no
you
comparison.
can't.
It's
You can't.
impossible.
Gustavo's garbage.
He's
honestly.
horrible. He's a fake
And, like,
Brazilian. I'm just going to say that.
And the funny part is, like, a lot of Fenerbahce fans agreed in the beginning of the season about that, and they still do. But Masterclass Jorge Jesus is still playing. Maybe because he doesn't have options. Honestly, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But then why
Luan
are you forcing
Perez.
it? Why? No, I think he just got back from injury. But why are you forcing a 3 at the back against Galatasaray? Like, I don't even think that's what they usually play.
No,
I'm not
they
sure.
played that in all the big games, which
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because they've been awful in big games. You think he'd learn, but I guess
Yeah,
not.
that's the crazy part. He didn't learn a single thing. Bro, Trabzon
like-
literally just destroyed you. Antalya almost destroyed
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Go on, John.
And like, what are you going to do? Like, compare Osayi and Sasha Boy? I'm not even going to speak on that. It's not even worth comparing. There's nothing to say about it. And then what? You have Diego Rossi and King. Horrible. What are you gonna do with them, bro? You're gonna win the Super League with King and Diego Rossi.
Joshua
No,
Kink.
it's Kink. Yeah.
Kink.
The
Joshua
Turks say
Kink.
Kink.
Yeah,
Burger
it's
Kink.
it's just no comparison, man. I've been saying it a million times. They don't have a coach. They don't have the players. They're all over the place. So hopefully the hype for them dies down, and you guys are gonna see the longer the season goes on, it's gonna be the same exact story for Fenerbahce that happens every year.
Wow.
They look incredible. The coach starts falling off. The fans start pressuring. A new coach comes in. They're left behind with all the coach's scraps because he only brings players that speak Portuguese.
I expect
it's-
them to
it's
lose
just
some
a
points
disaster,
against
man.
Gaziantep next week.
We'll see.
They got a tough schedule. Somebody posted on Reddit today. They're like next 3 months of games. They play 2 away games,
Yeah.
and then in like I think 5 of their next 7 games are away.
Oh, lovely.
Like that's what we started off with. We struggled, but we won.
yeah.
I want to see them. I want to see what they're gonna do because
Honestly, our away
have fun.
performance was amazing. So maybe we should.
we have
keep on
the
doing
best away.
Yeah,
we have
I
the
was
best
saying
away
that.
record.
We're the number 1 ranked away team. That's right. I
Yeah.
mentioned it last
23
episode,
points
yeah.
or something like that I saw
Yeah.
It's insane.
away.
It is. But first half,
Yeah,
Dries
some-
Mertens closed the first half off with a yellow. It means
Yeah.
next game he won't be
Yeah.
able to play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's going to
right.
be a problem, I
Yeah.
think.
And we're playing against Hatayspor.
Yeah.
So we can go to the second half, John. What changes did we make? Like what happened?
Well, first of all, Fener, they started the second half by removing their fake Brazilian Gustavo Henrique, and they brought in another fraudulent Brazilian, Lincoln.
Which
Um,
makes no sense, by the way. It's so
Yeah.
Playing him
stupid.
left back, right? Or something like
they
that.
changed
don't
from
know,
3
man.
center backs to
You think
yeah.
I know what Jorge Jesus is doing, bro? Like, I don't know what that guy's doing. So they took
He's
out their...
out of this world. He's too advanced. You
Yeah,
know,
oh,
you
yeah,
cannot
that's why
possibly
I-
think
Yeah.
of what he's thinking.
Yeah, so they started the half that way. Fake Brazilian came out, broad Brazilian came in. And honestly, I really didn't see much difference in the way the match was going in the second half. Like, it kind of started the same way the first half started. Well, before I even say that, I don't know if you guys remember, but literally within the first 60 seconds, they had a bad giveaway. And we almost scored right at the beginning of the second half there. Bodish had a chance.
Yeah.
But then after that, I felt that they were really looking for that equalizing goal. Like they were playing like how they were at the beginning of the first half, pressing us a little bit, but we were just rock solid, man. Like we didn't lose composure in any sense, and we seemed comfortable for the most part. And they started piling on the subs in the 70th minute. Ener Valencia came on, Irfan Can came on, Zaic came on, and we made a double change as well. Okan brought on Lucas Torreira for Mertens, and Yunus actually came in for Rashica, which I thought was a really nice sub.
I like it.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And before I go on, because the next point after that is the substitution of Icardi, and that's I think a different part of the conversation. But what did you guys think about the subs, how Okan brought in those two subs, and how the game felt just in general in the second half?
I just want to make it. Go ahead, Samet.
I just wanted to say, I was just clenching because we had a lot of yellows, and I was fearing for a red, honestly.
Yeah.
So waiting for those subs, and honestly, they came a bit late, but it ended well. So
Yeah. There's a lot to talk about the subs. I just want to quickly mention the Torreira one. So Torreira is a number 6, right? And before he got on the field, who was playing 6? It was Berkan. Berkan was playing 6.
Berkan
A lot of people.
six.
What?
Well, didn't Torreira
played
came
6
in
and he stayed 6.
Yeah, Berkan.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, sorry.
I love that. Like Berkan has been destroying that midfield, like in terms of a good way. They couldn't get past him. He uses height for his benefit that Torreira usually doesn't have, obviously. And he's been doing good there. Okan saw that, and Okan said, you know what, Berkan, you keep doing your thing. I'm going to put in Torreira to do what Mertens was doing, because Mertens was tired. He had a yellow card. He put Torreira a little bit higher in the pitch to continue that pressure that Mertens was doing, and let Berkan do his thing throughout the rest of the second half. Because for me, it's very dangerous when you take the most important player in your midfield mid-game and change where he's playing or completely take him off. So I thought that was a tactical and purposeful decision by Okan, and I have the utmost respect for it. I was like, dang, like I honestly expected Torreira to shift to number 6, but that wasn't the case. Torreira just kept running and running just the way that Mertens usually does to put pressure up top. I don't know if you guys noticed that mid-game or what you think of it, but that was awesome for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was flawless by Okan Buruk. Like he just had it. He had it completely right. And I think that the midfield that we had in the first half and also the second half with these changes, I think was such a huge problem for Fener. Like, when their midfield matched up against ours, they really couldn't do anything, man. They couldn't get anything going. It was such an issue. That's why you see Crespo diving. There were so many giveaways. And I mean, look at the state of that. I mean, we subbed in Lucas Torreira. We already felt super comfortable in the match, and Lucas Torreira is coming off the bench.
Look at the luxury.
Honestly, the
it's
second
incredible.
half we started off bad, honestly. They tried to
Yeah,
take
that's what I was
over.
going to say.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, like the first half, like the beginning of the first half, you know, they have that home energy, and they sort of came out of the gates and they looked like they could have got one. I thought the second half started that way as well, but you know, even though they were doing that, I thought we still looked and felt comfortable in some weird way, you know, like Yasin mentioned at the beginning here.
It's become a trend, and I said this last podcast too. For some reason, when we come out in the second half, the first 15 minutes or so, we're very shaky. I don't know what it is, and it happened again this game. And I hoped for 3 games now that it would, kind of fix itself. But I don't know if we're just exerting too much energy in the first half and not saving enough for the second half. I don't know, because we could have if it was any other team that was actually good, attack-wise, that had a plan with, a proper midfield, they could have, I was more concerned about Ankara Gücü than I was Fenerbahçe. Let's be real.
Yeah,
okay?
me too. I was, bro. Me too.
Dude, because they played way better. Props to the manager of Ankara Gücü. We were missing 6 players, what have you. Okay, it's not like Ankara Gücü was a top 5, top 6 team, right?
So we're super efficient.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing, and they had a plan, and we just we couldn't do anything because second half, and they were away. We were at home, right? So this is something that I really hope we
We
fix
play
soon
worse
because
at home, honestly.
for real, like what's going on?
Yeah.
What is
that's
going on?
weird.
Everyone, get off your phones and start doing something. Get your
I
team
know.
fired up, bro. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But that's like my opening thoughts for the second half. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, maybe with that said, if you guys are okay, I'm going to bring up this Icardi sub. And I think there's a lot to mention with this. He came on in the 76th minute for Bodish, who, again, I thought played really well.
Mhm.
Icardi came on, and I think it's safe to say that, the impact was almost immediate, I think. Like, when Mauro Icardi is on the pitch, it's just different. He has a different presence up there, when we're attacking. And
He has
the
a
thing...
plus 15 buff aura.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And it's not even entirely his like goal scoring presence. Like he really does make everyone better, and his quality is just so evident. So he came on in the 76th minute. In the 78th, he assisted Kerem. The ball sort of came over the top. Kerem had kind of a fortunate touch that went to his left into the path of Icardi, and Icardi played him through. He was totally onside, and then Kerem went through the legs of Altay into the back of the net, and that was 2-0. And then obviously, as everyone knows, shortly after that, in 90 plus 9, Icardi got his own. Fener had a really bad giveaway. Icardi got on the end of it, and he had a left-footed finish, pretty much bar down on Altay. Took his shirt off, did the Messi versus Real Madrid celebration, holding up the back of his shirt towards the fans.
Yeah.
Dude, like when I saw this, I honestly thought this had to have been a dream. I can't believe that just happened. Like he took his shirt off. Like, oh my God, it was so silent in there too.
Couldn't
It
ask
was
for a
so
better ending.
silent in there, man.
It got more
Yeah,
silent after every goal.
Yeah, it was just fantastic. It was just so amazing to see. So what do you guys think about Icardi and just everything, man? Like his role in the team, the impact he has,
Well, since I did the homework on Icardi, maybe I should take this first. But what did I say? This man is a straight poacher, the fox in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He has something like, I don't know how many shots, but definitely in the double digits. And he already has 5 goals, 4 assists, and he only played like 5 games. How efficient is this man? Like, you cannot ask for a more efficient man. Like, he's the BMW or the German of footballers. Like, efficiency, man. Just like them, he does break down from time to time, but when he comes, he performs.
Mm.
So it's like I don't know. It's like I wish we can have like keep this man, but it doesn't look like it'll happen. I don't even know how we pulled this off in the first place. Like hats off to our board, man. I swear it.
For sure, we pay 650K for his salary. That's it.
Which is insane.
Yeah,
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, like it's quality, man. He's quality. His assist and his goal, all quality.
You think, Yasin?
I mean, Icardi is his cheat code. That's the best way to put it. It's like he should not be in this league. If he was playing for the team that I'm playing against, I would say that's not fair. That shouldn't be allowed because he's just so calm. He knows how to play. He knows how to make others play. He knows when to pass the ball. He knows when to shoot, where to shoot. It's just so easy for him. And I knew he was gonna be good. We all talked about how good he was gonna be. But how many people expected him to be this good? Like, I don't know. Like, the guy, you can call him out for some things like disappearing, going to Argentina or wherever he goes to see his wife, his ex-wife, whatever she is, Wanda Nara. He's always disappearing, whatever it is, right? There's always drama going on.
That's the thing.
You can criticize that all you want.
Mm-hmm.
I will live with that drama. I would pay pay to watch that every night if it means that Icardi is going to be on TV every Sunday, every Saturday for an hour and a half playing for Galatasaray in a Galatasaray shirt. Yeah. Because he's that good. Look at Kerem and the way that he plays with him. Look at how everybody plays with him. He's not selfish. He could have easily taken that ball a little bit further and shoot himself instead of passing to Kerem.
He gave the pass to Kerem.
That was a one-touch pass.
Yeah,
Did you
but
guys
Kerem
notice
fucked
that?
up.
Yeah,
he
that's
fucked up. He scored.
That's why I said Kerem was a little fortunate with the touch that he had that landed at Icardi's feet. But
I'm not
still,
even. I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about the one touch pass for the assist.
yeah.
Watch him.
yeah.
Like he like waits and waits. He draws the defenders. He waits for the defenders to get off-footed, and one touch pass, perfect, right into the path of him, right into the
Yunus
path
could
of
have scored one as well, but he trusted Icardi would shoot that one in.
Kerem.
Trusted Icardi too much.
And like he's paying attention. His goal too. Like he's watching the ball. He's paying attention. He's reading the play. He saw that Serdar Aziz was pushing up. He saw that Serdar Dursun, whatever his name is, idiotic ball backwards, and he pounced on it right away. A lot of strikers maybe too slow, maybe not paying attention, but he's paying attention, bro. He's like an eagle, just a hawk watching down on the ball. He knows what he's doing, and I absolutely love it. I just hope he stays healthy. Because he gives immense confidence to everybody around him. And man, if he stays healthy and continues to play like this,
It's
the
over.
league's over.
It's
the leagu's
over.
over.
Yeah.
There's nothing anyone can do about it either. It's over.
I have a question for our Turkish listeners, if anyone's listening. Do they not teach physics in Turkey? Because I don't know how and why it took 4 minutes to go to VAR to confirm that second goal of ours. And when you can clearly tell the ball definitely deflected off of Kerem. Like, why did it take 4 minutes to confirm that goal? Can someone please explain it to me?
Did it not seem like they were just they were looking for any excuse to call it back?
Yeah, you guys spoke about the VAR records last week, right? In the podcast.
Yeah.
And every time now I see like them taking so long. That's the replays
I'm like,
in my head.
what are these fuckers saying right now? Like,
exactly.
what are these idiots saying? Like, are they talking about like what's for dinner? Like, what are they talking about for
bro.
5 minutes, bro?
They're so like nonchalant about it, bro. I was thinking the same exact thing.
Is there a shiddet? Is there a aggressiveness? No. He hits him in the head, but no, there's no aggressiveness at all.
Let's scroll back to the play that happened 20 minutes ago to make sure there was no foul.
Yeah,
Like, what are you
bro.
talking about, bro?
Yeah, exactly. That's literally what it felt like to me too.
I felt fucked with, and it really just pissed me off because it was the longest wait. I don't know by like statistical timing if it was that long, but it felt like eternity just waiting because it was critical. Like you guys said, the second half didn't start amazing. Fenerbahce made a lot of subs. It could have gone either way. That goal was really critical in how the rest of the game goes. And oh my God, like
You could
that wait
see, bro,
sucked.
with the naked eye that the ball is going forward, right? But it kind of deflects
They
from
even
Kerem.
showed and draw the line, right? Like, how obvious is that fucking line, bro?
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God, bro. So incompetent.
Well,
Jesus.
we can maybe slowly close off second half
Yeah.
and talk about post-game stuff. Anything else about the second half you wanted to point?
No,
None for me.
Irfan Can Kahveci getting a red?
Oh, thank
Oh,
God
yeah,
you
that's a
mentioned
good
that.
one.
That
Yeah.
fucker, bro. That shit pissed me off. For me, Summit,
Yeah.
it would not have mattered if it was 10-0 in that moment. The fact that Irfan Can Kahveci did that to our player
He's just a fuck.
just pissed me off because
Because of the
I'm not
history.
even going to say he's a C word. Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, he's an OC, he's a C, whatever you can think of, that's what he is.
Mhm.
And it just pissed me off because you have no business doing that. Your team's down. Like, first of all,
What did he
it's
do?
very stupid from his perspective. The ball's coming to the ball on the left side. The ball does an excellent job, changing the direction of the ball, going over Irfan Can. Irfan Can comes in, studs up with his foot like, at least 3 feet in the air.
Yeah.
And
Nothing
he
to do with
cleats
the ball.
he cleats the ball on the side of the leg, like near, like where I think underneath his knee by his thighs.
Yeah,
The ball
thighs.
goes down in pain. The ref didn't see it. Of course, he didn't fucking see it. He didn't say anything. Our players are like, "What's going on?" And then thank God VAR was paying attention and actually said something. They called VAR, and it was the easiest decision to make. And Irfan Can didn't complain. Of course, you're not going to complain. There's cameras on you. You know what you did, and he just ran off like an idiot.
Yeah, I like how he ran like away. Like, he really ran in a weird fashion towards the side. It
He didn't wanna
reminded
be there,
me how
bro.
he also moved out of the stadium last time we played. He rolled literally out of the field, like last time in Kadıköy.
He didn't want to be there. He knew it.
No.
He has that loser mentality. The entire team was already losing. The coach wasn't doing a good job. He knew that there was no business for him to be on that field, and he got out. He left. He's like, "Screw this. I'm not going to be here." But the fact that he did that, of all people, just pissed me off, man. I was so irritated. Fuck off.
I know you wanted him a lot at the time.
Yeah,
I
that's
did.
what
He's
I'm
dude.
thinking.
Okay, look. With that said, he's an excellent player on his day. He has a skill set. He did an amazing job at Başakşehir, and I can't imagine how
mistake.
good he'd be right now under Okan Buruk in this team.
Yes.
But listen, you made a mistake.
Mert Hakan Yandaş, İrfan Can Kahveci. What's the other guy? Topal? Or like another also.
Alper
Alper
Potuk.
Potuk,
Yeah,
exactly.
Alper,
These type
yeah.
of players, they made
Losers.
such a bad decision by going to Fenerbahce.
Losers picking loser teams. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Some of them chose money.
I know.
Some of them chose other reasons. Whatever it is, they didn't make the right decision.
It's
and-
always money, bro. What
course.
other possible reason can you have to go to Fenerbahce, who has no Europe most of the time, has no chance to fight for the title? They usually end up second place because they're just a loser mentality. Like, what is there other than money, bro?
Honestly, I feel sad for them. Like I don't like feel angry anymore at them.
Some of them I feel sad for. Some of them I feel angry. One of the ones that I feel sad for, which you almost baited me with the first second of this episode, is Arda Güler. I hope that kid leaves at the end of the season because it would be a complete waste for him and his family and his future if he continues to stay here
You're
at
protecting
Fenerbahce
him,
under
bro.
Jorge Jesus. That kid is skilled.
Yeah.
Nobody can deny that. He should leave. He should be playing over İrfan Can Kahveci. He should be playing over William Aral. He should be playing over Mert Hakan Yandaş. But he's not. It makes no sense. I hope he fucks off from that team and Turkish football benefits and we don't have to worry about him in the future either.
No.
But what else is there to say? I was just so angry at that. I'm glad you brought it up.
I wanted to one more thing I wanted to note. Like before the game started, I think there was like an announcement about no matter what the result is, Galatasaray will not hold a post-game interview.
Mm-hmm.
But then I saw a lot of statements from people like Erdan Timur and others.
Dursun Özbek.
Yeah, so I was a bit confused what happened there. Maybe
Yeah,
they
I don't
meant
know.
like the official Okan Buruk coming up. No, I don't know.
Well, I think
Maybe.
Okan was speaking after the match, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He did.
so that's why
He
I
did.
was so
Yeah.
surprised. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
who said that? Like, I don't remember. I remember somebody mentioned it, but like, if it's not a credible source, I guess at the end
I
of the day,
think
you
it was
can't
on
really-
Bein Sports. Honestly,
Yeah, not credible because, I hate all of them. They're always trying to stir some stuff up between like Galatasaray and the media or with other
Yeah,
teams.
True. Well,
Yeah, I can't remember who reported that, but I thought for sure that it was true. It just seems like something like it just sounded correct, but I guess it either wasn't true or we just changed our mind afterwards.
Or he changed his
Anyway.
mind because we won 3-0
Yeah.
and spanked them, right?
yeah.
I love every time we leave Kadıköy and it says there's no way out here, and we fucking get out super happy. That's just awesome.
Yeah. And speaking of getting out, how about all those pictures and selfies that we took after the game?
Yeah.
What do
for
you guys
sure.
think of that?
Yeah. Honestly, it's
Amazing.
become tradition now to
Tradition.
win there. Yeah.
Well, on the note of taking pictures and selfies, what happened with Gomes and Icardi? Do you
Oh,
guys have
yeah.
like a explanation for that?
Yeah. So apparently, the latest information that I've read is that everybody's trying to take selfies and stuff, and Icardi wasn't the first one. He's probably like the third or fourth, fifth person trying to do it. Gomez, being a nice guy he was probably. I think apparently he said no, like you shouldn't do it. Enough is enough. We're beating this bush to its or whatever it is. Like we've just done too much. Like have some respect or something. And then Icardi was like, no, let me do my thing. I want to take a picture. I want to take a selfie. And they just had like a little bit of an argument. That's it. Like Gomez was just trying to be a nice guy. But, Icardi's got to do his thing. He gotta
Honestly,
take a
I want
selfie.
that picture as well. Bowie got one, and the other said, well, I want to point my finger at that scoreboard.
Everyone's doing it. It's a trend.
Yeah,
it
no,
seems.
it's a trend. Like, I want to do the hashtag fuck Fener.
They did. I think they did a lot of the same things that we did. So I'm not gonna like complain about it. Honest, Gomez is just a good guy. I can't say anything.
Nothing
about
to
him.
make a big deal about, honestly.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, I
there's
just
definitely
don't
no
want any
like serious
problems.
argument or anything. No,
All right, I just don't want any
there's-
problems within the club or anything, because that's the last thing we need while we're going, like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's Gomez. Nobody's gonna have a problem with Gomez. Have you guys ever heard of Gomez having a problem?
Gomez is a
with anybody?
mensch.
He's an Adam, bro.
That's
Exactly.
weird. What does mensch mean?
Oh my God! Somebody, please tell me you do
It's
not.
German
Summit.
for human.
Summit,
It's
do you not
German.
listen to the podcast, bro? We talked about this before.
Yeah.
I think he was there,
I think
bro.
I
He was
asked it.
on the podcast. It just means you have like honor. You're a stand-up guy. That's
Bruh,
it. You know.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm super like, bruh. Look, having a kid impacts your brain and like your
Oh my God.
your mind and memory.
don't have enough
I'm
sleep?
telling you, the sleep deprivation. That's something, man. I hope it'll fix up soon. but-
Deprivation.
Yeah. But anything else, boys?
I
That's
think
it
we're
for me,
done,
man.
right? Let's go on to the Hatay game, right? Next game, I think we could
sure.
talk about that a little bit.
You're not giving any predictions, so that's doing us good so far.
Yeah, I'm sticking with no
Amazing.
predictions.
Hatay, you want to?
I'm 7 for 7, baby. I think.
I think we'll have a game where we'll save up those goals again. So it'll be a close 2-1, maybe 2-0 win for Galatasaray.
Yeah, and I mean, let me say, Hatay haven't won a football match since November 13th.
Last
And
year. Yeah.
that was against Istanbulspor. So
Mm.
that's not very difficult. So
But they're a relegation team now. They're in the danger
Yes.
zone, and that
Hatay-
changes a team a
Yeah.
lot.
yeah, it does.
Guys,
It does. And that's what we saw from
guys.
Ankara Gücü, right? But
Yeah.
look, let's be realistic though. We're playing at home. We just came after a win that is not leaving the players' minds anytime soon.
No match.
So I'm going to say this is going to be a 3-0 match for us.
Okay.
That's my prediction. Yasin?
Too low, man. What is that? 3-0.
Oh,
we just beat
too
Fenerbahce
low.
3-0. We just beat Fenerbahce.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Fener on the
Kadıköy
same level as
nothing.
Hatay,
Don't
bro.
give him
Come
too
on.
much credit, man.
Fenerbahce beat Hatay 4-0 like a week, like 2 weeks ago. This game is going to be 6-0. I'm saying it
All
right
right,
now.
don't.
Wow,
all right,
wow,
Yasin,
wow.
No,
Yasin, You're
I'm
thinking
serious.
like these penalties, bro.
No,
Don't get ahead of
think-
yourself.
No, like let's think logically. 'cause
Wait, am
that's
I
what I'm
missing
doing.
something, bro? Is Jorge Jesus our coach now all of a sudden?
No, bro. Icardi is back. Is Icardi back or not? You think
He's
Icardi's
back.
starting next
I
game?
think so. I think so.
Okay. Who's our midfield gonna? Okay, no Martin. So you're gonna throw Sergio
Mata.
as Cam, and then you're gonna not Mata, so bro. I love you, Mata, but you're on the bench. Thank you.
I think Yusuf will probably play. To be honest.
Oh,
No.
Yusuf.
No. Yusuf. Okay, maybe as a sub, but this is what I'm thinking. Sergio's gonna play Cam in place of Martins. Berkan, our Lord and Savior, is gonna play in the midfield next to Torreira. That midfield's unlocked. That's why I said 0 goals. Your defense is already known, right? You got Sacha on the right, incredible player. Your center backs are known. Nobody else is missing, right? Like, just keep me honest here. Are there any other like suspensions that I need to know about other than Mertens? Abdülkerim didn't get carded, right? Ankara Messi. Ankara Messi is going to take a little time on the bench for now. But yup, that's right. He's a Karadeniz boy, just like me.
Oh, we waited to the end of the podcast for this.
You know who else is a Karadeniz boy? I just learned today. Barış Alper Yılmaz is a Karadeniz boy. He's apparently
Where's he
born
from?
in Rize.
Rize.
Oh wow.
Big boy
Not,
Barış.
not the best part of Karadeniz. I'm sorry if there's any Rize
Damn.
fans here. That comment is more towards Rizespor, not Rize as a place. I'm Giresunlu, so we're neighbors. We're cool. But yeah, man, 6-0, easy. Even maybe you sit Rashica and you play Barış because of his form. That's okay. 6 goals. We're playing at home. You guys think these? John just said it
we're
himself.
gonna see it, man.
These guys are not gonna forget about this win just now.
No, no.
They're even
Football. That's the football. Something happened.
Hocam, that is a football. Hocam, that is a football. They just won 3-0 away. They're more concentrated than ever. Every single player after that game said, this game is nice. This victory in Kadıköy is nice. We're going to celebrate tonight, maybe a little tomorrow.
So nothing ever ends until we say so.
And then we're focused next game, 6-0. Emre, you say you're not...
Before the game, everybody think about to favorite the game.
All right, Samet's just spamming at
Yeah.
this
Okay,
point.
Samet. Tamam.
It's time.
I'm not- bro.
What I was
Samet.
gonna say was like, yes, we're coming off from a really big 3-0 win, but that could also get to our heads.
Nah,
You know?
you know who's coach? Do I need to tell you?
Okay.
Oh God, yes. Are you born?
Samet, what's your prediction?
I told you. I said it's gonna be a close win, 2-1. We're gonna save up those goals for another game.
Trabzon.
Yeah, all right. So
Maybe
2-1
it'll
and 3-0, John, you said?
3-0,
Pop off on
yeah.
them.
All right.
Well, I think it's time to end. And one thing I wanted to say for everyone listening, thank you. Thank you a lot. You guys are awesome. The messages we get on Twitter, Instagram, wherever, it motivates us a lot. We share them between each other. We reply back. And we love the community. We do it for the community. And we are the community. So, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Our handle is @TheLionsDenGS. And we also have a Discord. So, DM us and you'll get a private invite to our Discord, where we hang out, game, watch the game, play other games, and do a shit ton of other things as well. So, I'd like to say, everyone, have a very, very great evening, morning, or night, whatever you're doing, in wherever you're doing. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you.
Peace. Bye.
Bak ben bunları konuşmak istemiyorum. Fakat burada olmayacak şeyler oluyor. Bak hoş değil. Bak yanlış. Burada bir tarih var. Bu tarihi burada yok ettiler. Tamam mı? Bu tarihi burada yok ettiler. Ben daha fazla hiçbir şey söylemeyeceğim.